The number one thing that is going to define your curls is water. I'm gonna put together curling / textured hair basics 101. Just some simple stuff that you need to know when you're gonna do some hair or do your own hair. It's texture. So the first thing you need to do is determine what your porosity is. Now we went over porosity a couple of weeks ago. Every curriculum we talk about porosity, but do we actually understand what it is? So my definition, or how I like to think of porosity, it tells you how well your hair absorbs and retains moisture or water. And this is important with natural hair because our hair is more prone to being dry because of the way it curls and bends. Like the natural oils can't just flow down the strand because of all the bends. So we have to make sure we know how to keep it moisturized. So porosity is important, but do we understand why porosity is important? Yes, no.
No.
Do y'all know what controls or what measures your porosity? What's the thing that's important dealing with porosity? It's a part of the hair structure.
The texture. The cortex. The cuticle.
The cuticle. Okay. Yeah, the cuticle. So your porosity tells you everything you need to know about your cuticle. So if your cuticles are flat and close together, that's low. It's on the front page. And if your cuticles aren't tight, aren't close together, that's medium. And if they are open and spaced apart, that's high. So with low porosity, water has a hard time getting in because those cuticles are flat and tight. With medium, it's slightly lifted so that the water can go in and out. So they don't really have, people who have normal porosity don't really have trouble figuring out how to keep their hair moisturized because it's no problem. It does it on its own. But with high, it's always dry because the cuticles are so open, the water it'll go in, but it'll come right out. So knowing that with your natural hair helps because your porosity is what helps you pick what type of products you need to use and how you should apply them. And then at the bottom, I just show you how to find it, but we already know how to do that because we did that already. On the next page, I go into how to apply.
This is how you do a demo.
So that was the first step, determining your porosity. The second step is how you apply and layer your products. So I was saying knowing your porosity is important because if you have a lower porosity hair, you need lighter weight products that can penetrate into the shaft and not weigh your hair down. And then with high porosity, you need thicker products so that they can coat and fill in the spaces along the hair shaft. Beautiful. And so there's two methods, the LOC method and the LCO method. L stands for liquid. Liquid can mean a liquid leave-in conditioner or water, anything that is a liquid product that you apply. You will do the liquid first because it will hydrate the hair, gives it the water, the moisture. Oil, or O, is self-explanatory, oil. And then C is cream. But cream can stand for any styling product you're using, so like a twisting cream, a gel, a mousse, a pomade. We just say C for the simplicity of picking one of them. That's the acronym. But the C can stand for any styling product that you want to use. Now, what I have learned and what most people in the natural hair community have learned, that depending on the way you apply the product, helps the water stay sealed in more. So the LOC method, people like to use that one for higher porosity because you put in the liquid, which is your hydration, you put on the oil, which is going to lay the cuticle down, and then you put on the cream, and that's going to fill in the gaps. But with the LCO method, which is for lower porosity hair, you want to do your liquid, and you want to put your cream, because remember I said it's lightweight, it'll coat your cuticle, hydrate it, and then you can put oil on top. With the LCO method, depending on your texture of hair, so if it's fine or if it's coarse, you may want to use an oil or you may not want to. I typically don't do the oil on mine because I have finer hair strands and it can weigh it down more, it can be heavier. So you can decide based on their hair texture if you want to do the oil as well. So those are the two methods for applying products to seal in moisture. Yep, I do. I got it on the products so that people with different porosities can just read and say, oh, I'll apply this way. Okay, so now what I was supposed to show y'all. Defining your curls. Okay, so when defining your curls, you can choose a styling tool or a defining method. So the most common styling tools are, the first one is the dimming brush. We all got one of these in our kits. The dimming brush, a tangle teaser, or a detangling brush. Now all of these brushes clump your curls in a different way because of how wide the bristles are and how close they are. So I'm gonna pass these around so y'all can just look at them and see how far apart the bristles are and stuff. But you want to figure out which brush you like, how it defines your curls, because they do look different. With the dimming, it'll spiral it up. With the tangle teaser, it separates it, and with the detangling brush, it separates it too. The dimming brush really will give you a spiral. I don't really too much like that one. I like the way my regular curl coils, but the dimming brush, the clumping together, give you a big spiral. And then the curl defining methods. In the book, they were saying like freehand is what they was calling it, and they didn't really break down different ways to define the curls when you're doing freehand. So one of the first methods for defining your curls is raking. And raking is pretty much finger detangling. So combing through your hair with your fingers, that's called raking. And then the next method is shingling. And what shingling is, after you've raked through your hair, so now it's a little bit separated, you pull the strand down with your index finger, your thumb, just pull the clumps, the pieces that are clumped together, just pull them, and it'll define the curl. And then lastly is coiling. A lot of people know what coiling is when you wrap it around your finger, and you will do that after you finger detangle. You got your curls are now separated, and you just take them and you define with your finger, and that's coiling. So what I'm gonna do with Chandra here is I'm gonna show y'all how each of these brushes curls our hair up differently, so you can just see it. And then I'm gonna show you shingling, and I'm gonna show you coiling. And LaShondra requested that I just put her in some twists, so that she don't gotta worry about it. So that's what I'm also do. And then I'm also show y'all some diffusing methods for drying the curls. I can actually do that before I start doing all the stuff with her hair because I'm not really using the blow dryer. Also, and then on the back, the next 3 pages, it was a little added bonus because I do charge for these pages, but because I love y'all, I added them to the pack for y'all. But it gives y'all it gives you a breakdown of each porosity, the characteristics, the definition, product selection, and things of that sort, and like how often you should do protein treatments and stuff. Little things you need to know about different porosities are on those pages. So you got low, medium, and high. And that is the end of my TED Talk. Oh, also on the front, if y'all want any products or want to see the products that I got, I did put a QR code for the website. And then I also put a QR code for my hair community. In my hair community, I post a lot of content like this, like what's porosity, what's this, and people can come in and they ask me questions and get like personal one-on-one feedback for whatever anything they need. So if y'all want to go in there and see whatever tips or something that's in there, or if you want to ask a question to add to the collage of info in there, just drop in there. It's a free space, it don't cost no money. Go browse,
That's my
interact, and all that. But yes, now that is the end of my test. So now let me show y'all. Comb attachment, you put it on there. And say for instance, I defined all of her curls, she get rocking her middle part, all of that. If she wants volume, I would go from the bottom and tell her to flip her head over and dry it upside down. So she would be upside down and I would be doing it like this. And that would give her volume. You can flip it.
Oh, your ringlets are beautiful.
But if she doesn't
Your
want
ringlets are
volume,
beautiful.
thank you, I would focus on diffusing from this way and just like this. But in real life, I never use a diffuser. It's a waste of time. I will just air dry. And I mostly, I never rock wash and goes. What they talk about in the book is technically considered a wash and go because you will wash it, then you will define your curls and go out the door. I never do that. I do twist outs. And then when I take them down, it looks like it's a wash and go. But I can show y'all how I master that because I'm going to do that to her hair, how I do mine. And when she take out her her twist, her coil should still be defined enough to look like she just wash and go. So that's what I'm going to show you. Okay. L. And because I know LaShondra's porosity already, I used the LCO method when I did her conditioner treatment out there to help lock in her moisture when she was sitting under the dryer. And I know exactly how to apply her products now when I'm about to style it. And I do also know that her hair is fine, so I will not be applying the oil to after the cream. I will only be putting oil on her scalp. So, boom.
Why are you putting oil on her scalp?
To seal in the water that I've just put on her head, I want to seal that into her scalp.
Why?
I do that because most people have dry scalps and they like to just apply oil to it. But the trick is to put water, which is moisture, on the scalp, and then apply your oil to seal in the moisture. So putting oil on your scalp is not oiling it. I mean, it's not moisturizing it. It's just
Sealing in the dryness.
yeah, sealing in the dryness. So whenever you're oiling, say for instance you got box braids or something, mist your scalp with a little bit of water. You don't have to drench it, but give it a little mist and then go in and rub the oil in. You'll literally feel the difference if you just put the oil on versus you putting that water on. You're gonna get a cool breeze. Whatever is in your oil, you'll feel it activate a little bit, like if you got some mint tea or tea tree, you'll feel it versus just putting the oil on there and it ain't doing nothing.
Okay.
So the point of oil is to seal in moisture. What is moisture? Water, something that, or a liquid. I'm not gonna put oil on her strands, but I will put some oil on her scalp, and I'm gonna massage it in.
Yes, Lord.
So,
You ain't had a SuesyCoil wash? You need to get one.
so the number one thing that is going to define your curls is water. No product alone, unless it got a lot of water in it, is going to define your curls. You may get away with it with a mousse because the mousse is slippery and wet like a water, but if you want your hair to be hydrated, you need to put some water on it. Not just a product, not just a cream, not just a gel, water. And then you put that styling product on top to seal it in. The water is going to define the curl, hydrate the curl, and the cream style gel is going to seal it all in and seal it in that shape that you define with your method that you chose. So I'm going to start with some water on her hair. And depending on how defined you want your curls, you can saturate it really well. It's called SuesyCoils Sister Cream. And it's lightweight. Grab it.
Everything just smells so nice and fresh.
Oh yeah.
Almost like baby powder.
So this is
Snapped her
this is
finger
the
off.
consistency of it, like a lotion. It's light.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
like lotion.
thick or heavy like a butter. So I put it on the hair like this. And if you need more, you can use more, of course. Now this part, you see how much I put on her hair? I'm not going to put any more of the cream on her hair. If I want it to be like, oh, I need more product, just add a little more water. It's going to make the product come alive a little bit, loosen it up more. So this, you see how already I just did that. I put it on there and that, you see it's separating already. So I stretch the hair, and this is what I do before I start to rake. So I'll take the hair and I'll just stretch it like this, so that if it is tangled or anything, I'm pulling out and I'm stretching out, and I'm not going in right away.
Right.
So what raking is, you want to do this. Take your fingers through like a comb, just like that. And you want to make sure you go from all angles, so you make sure it's fully detangled. And because I want like a little more slip, I'll spray a little more water on it. And I'll rake that through. Like that. And now this is raked. This is what her raked coils look like.
Oh, that's nice.
You can see them separating a little bit, but like her curl is not necessarily defined or anything here. This is just them separated. So shingling, what I said was you would take, you see this separated piece of hair? To shingle, all you do is pull it down like that. And it's going to separate them.
Oh my God, I think I would rather go to sleep. With your natural hair.
Miss Tucker, sit down. And then that is how you shingle. After you rake, wherever they naturally separate, you just pull it down, and that's a shingle.
I'm sorry. You see, I'm not team natural. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying.
So that is shingled. And then for coiled, we raked already, and we see how the curls go. And you take it, you do want to smooth it out, and then you want to just like wrap it around your finger like that.
The piece gonna be as small?
It depends. Yes, please sit down. But no, you can keep standing. This is if you want to define where your hair naturally clumps.
Oh.
People who want the nice big wash and go fro, you would do this. If you want some finger coils and not each coil, you can take a bigger section, but you're gonna have to separate them anyway, so you're not looking crazy.
Oh Lord.
If you do a bigger coil, it's gonna be a big curl, and then you take them down, you'll have some bigger spiral curls. But when you do it with your individual strand, you'll have the little tiny ones. And you won't necessarily have to redefine.
So how long is it gonna take you to do that? 5-6 hours?
No, to do shingling, you literally you rake it through, and you just pull. You go section. It don't take all day. It's really not. Once you end it and you got the flow.
That reminds me of braids. Somebody gave me some feed-ins.
Oh yeah, feed-ins.
See?
Feed-ins take long, but if that's the style that you want, you're gonna do it. How long do it take you to do color? They gotta sit 45 minutes. They gotta sit 20 minutes for this. They gotta do for that. They go under the dryer. You gotta pre-soften it if it's gray hair. So now that's the water. This is the dimming brush. Y'all see how the dimming?
Let me see my favorite brush. Let me see what you're gonna do with it.
You gotta first detangle the hair.
But that's not the real limit.
So how was her porosity?
Her porosity is low.
Low means.
She missed the class.
No, I'm talking about for me. I'm gonna tell you what it is so I can see if I'm right. Low means that you
Your
have to.
color is tangling.
Yeah, I probably need
You
to
see
try
how the
my
brush
color.
looped them up?
Oh. So low mean I have to add, I have to seal. No. I have to put more water in it.
You have to open the cuticle.
I gotta open. I better write that down.
It's written down on your paper.
All right.
So
That's how you can think about it. Low porosity, low moisture retention.
yes.
Okay.
And to help it get in, you have to open it up. How do you open it? Warm water.
Warm water.
And that's why she said her hair was dry. So I was like, okay, I'll put your conditioner on. I'm gonna put you under the dryer with a steam cap. The conditioner water's on there. Put the cap on. They steamed it. Open that cuticle.
Okay. Low mean low.
And yeah, that's what
If you gotta
this
put
brush
stuff
did.
in to
It
open.
spiraled the curls up.
The
you
moisture
gotta
in.
open it up so you can get the moisture.
So how about tomorrow? You don't have to open the cuticle.
No, it's already open. You want to work on
You wanna
sealing
seal
the
it.
cuticle.
Okay.
So if
it won't run through it.
Yep. So if warm water opens the cuticle, what do you think will close the cuticle?
Cold water.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm definitely due for a trim.
Yeah, I see that on your ears.
And bam, you see the difference?
You did it maybe 7 weeks ago.
You ain't got no bundles on you?
I know I had somebody.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This is my favorite. You see how we glide through there? That Denman.
I
swear
love the
this is the
dimming.
third
Don't
person
judge
to
my
do it.
dimming.
I feel like the Denman is not the best for tighter coils.